You're charged with terroristic threat of a family or household member. That makes it a Class A misdemeanor, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
On April 22nd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a family disturbance call. Law enforcement officers made contact with the complaining witness, who was the defendant's wife for 15 years. The law enforcement officers could hear the defendant yelling inside of the house. Law enforcement officers detained the defendant. The complaining witness stated she was shoved by the defendant and fell on a chair, and that the defendant then stated he was going to punch her with his fist, and that he was punching his own hand in a threatening manner. A witness, the defendant's son-in-law, stated he heard the defendant threaten the complaining witness and saw the defendant punching his own hand in a threatening manner.
What's again?
The threat, The defendant then stated he was going to punch her with his fist and that he was punching his own hand in a threatening manner.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I see that we have a prior assault from 2024 and 2 prior VPOs.
All right, guys, we're diving straight into the fire. This one's intense. On April 22nd, 2025, chaos erupted in Harris County, Texas. A family disturbance call quickly escalated when officers arrived at the scene. Inside, a woman, married to the defendant for 15 years, told police she'd been shoved into a chair and threatened with a closed fist. The rage was undeniable. According to her, he was punching his own hand like he was gearing up to strike. And it wasn't just her word. Their own son-in-law backed it up. He said he heard the threat and saw the aggressive behavior firsthand. This wasn't just a heated argument. It turned into a criminal charge, a Class A misdemeanor with real consequences.
And I'm trying to see if they're all with the same complaining witness. I see the assault is the same complaining witness. One VPO is...
Can I speak?
No, now's not the time.
No.
Judge, we can see on our end, they are all the same claims.
Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, I want you to understand something and let me make it clear to you. I'm going to protect every person in my county. I don't care who they are, what color they are, if they're a small farm animal. I will protect every single person. And if you become a danger to my community, I only have one place for you. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case, and I'm going to put a monitor on you so I know where you are. I don't want you to go within 1,000 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
She's my boss. She hired me. I work with her. She's the GM.
I don't care what's going on. All I want is my city protected.
Yes,
and
sir.
the idea is that I don't want you to have any kind of run-ins with her. You guys have word.
No mercy. Here, the judge wasn't playing around. The court got straight to the point. Prior assault in 2024, 2 violations of protective orders, same victim every single time. And the judge, he made it crystal clear. If you're a danger to this community, there's only one place for you. He dropped the hammer. No contact, no weapons, mandatory GPS monitoring, no sugarcoating, no sympathy. This wasn't a therapy session. It was about protecting lives. Even the defendant's weak excuses got steamrolled. The judge wasn't having it. The heat in that courtroom maxed out.
And then something drastic happens, and I'm trying to prevent
Yes, sir.
something nuclear from going down. The way to do that is to keep you guys away from each other. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you have cancer, you cut it out. Otherwise, it kills you. Sometimes in your life, you have people who are a cancer to you, and if you don't cut it out, you end up in custody with a very long sentence. This is now your 5th case regarding the same person. Do you catch my drift?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I can have you fill out an application. I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you. I also don't want you to be in possession of weapons.
No, I don't have no weapons.
If you qualify, I'll give you a lawyer today. But I'm telling you now, I don't know who you have in this world. But if I find that you're a danger and I have to make your bond $10,000, $15,000, $30,000,
Yes, sir.
you don't have anyone to pony up, you'll be stuck like Chuck. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Come on. Sir, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
The judge had zero tolerance left. This is your 5th case involving the same person, he said bluntly. Cut it out or face the consequences. The courtroom was tense, cold with finality. Even when the defendant said he couldn't afford a lawyer, it didn't matter. His pattern was clear, and the system had seen enough. A $30,000 bond was on the table. One more slip, and as the judge put it, he'd be stuck, and this time, for good.
You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 22nd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers observed a motor vehicle with no front license plate. A traffic stop was conducted. Law enforcement officers made contact with the defendant and observed a strong odor of marijuana. The defendant stated to law enforcement officers that he has a handgun in the vehicle. The defendant admitted to having smoked marijuana in the car previously. The law enforcement officers located the marijuana and a handgun inside of the defendant's motor vehicle. The marijuana weighed approximately 55.7 grams.
Mr. Williams, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. You mind running his license, please? I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you do not have a license and liability insurance in your name, you're not allowed to drive, and that is also a bond condition of yours.
Buckle up, because round 2 isn't pulling any punches. Same defendant, new charge. This time, Mr. Williams finds himself in the hot seat for unlawful carrying of a weapon. It all started with a simple traffic stop, missing license plate. But when officers looked closer, they found marijuana, a loaded handgun, and smoke still lingering in the air. He even admitted to lighting up in the car. Police recovered 55.7 grams of marijuana and a loaded firearm. This wasn't a mistake. It was a charge waiting to happen. The judge didn't waste time. No weapons, no driving, and maybe no freedom.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
We're going to give you time. I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go.
All right.
Don't pick up any new cases.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, his license is eligible.
Great. Okay, please. So do you mind finding those conditions, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sign for your reset.
Why did you miss court, ma'am? Sorry? When you don't come to court, we issue a warrant and you end up going to jail. I'm going to reinstate your bond, but I'm not going to do this again. The next time you miss court and I have to issue a warrant, you will go to jail. Do you understand me? No more get out of jail free cards. This is it. Ma'am, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney appointed if you cannot afford one, ma'am.
You play, you pay. And this court doesn't play games. Williams got lucky. Barely. No insurance, no license. And somehow he still thought he could skate past the consequences. The judge wasn't having it. Bond conditions slammed down, ordered drug screenings, a clear warning, screw up again, and it's over. Don't pick up any new cases, the judge said, stern, direct. His license, barely eligible, his freedom, hanging by a thread. Now he's stuck in the jury box waiting to find out if he walks out or gets walked back in. One more wrong move, and this guy's toast.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 21st, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a shoplifting call at JCPenney and made contact with the complaining witness, a loss prevention officer. The complaining witness stated the defendant entered the store and placed 2 swimsuit sets in a black purse, then passed all points of sale and exited the store. The total value of the merchandise was $144.
This is the co-defendant to yesterday's theft, right?
That's correct, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Joy, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to go back to JCPenney and not to be in contact with the co-defendant in this case. Do you understand? What do you do for a living? Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, court. Get burned. Simple as that. Next up, a young woman, just 18, already spiraling. She skipped court. The judge reinstated her bond, but made it crystal clear, no more free passes. She got caught stealing swimsuits, $144 worth. Not just petty theft, this was a red flag, waving loud and clear. Even worse, she's tied to a co-defendant from yesterday's case. Now the court's done playing nice. No more juvenile detention visits. No contact with the co-defendant. The message was blunt: grow up or crash, hard, fast, no breaks.
I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know if anything is in your system and you're to come right back. You're 18 and you have nowhere headed. That's not a good way to go through life. You know, you should never, ever have to depend on anyone, and you need to be a strong person to be able to work and make money. Because in this life, if you don't have money, this life sucks. And you're 18 and you're headed nowhere, where you're going to end up being dependent on someone. That's not a way to go through life. You need to get into school, get knowledge, so you have a good job, so you can support yourself, so you don't have to rely on anyone, much less a man. Men suck. Don't rely on them. Be a strong woman. You understand? Okay, I'm sending you for a drug test. You're going to come right back, and I'm going to appoint your lawyer today. Just take a seat for a minute.
Can I get her to sign real quick?
Yeah.
Tan Feng Yan. And Your Honor, she is in ICE custody. I'm having somebody email a copy of the document to the court clerk, and I have it here as well.
What? Send it to Victoria. Let me give you her email address.
School life. Doesn't care if you're 18, wake up, or get crushed. The judge didn't hold back. You're 18 and headed nowhere. He ordered a drug test on the spot. No school, no plan, no hustle. Her life was already collapsing. The courtroom shifted. No longer just legal, but a straight-up reality check. Men suck. Don't rely on anyone. Get a job, get knowledge, or get left behind. This wasn't court. This was a wake-up call with no snooze button. Dependence is prison. Knowledge is power. Time to choose.
Do you have or no?
I have it, Judge. Let me
Yeah, send it to
redirect.
Victoria. That way it'll be easier that way.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll do that right now.
So she's in ICE custody now?
She is, Judge, yes.
What's going on with that? Do you have a hearing set or do you have a bond set?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that she is going to go back to her country, which is China. So there is no bond, and there is no parole, and there is no, as of yet, I don't know if there's a hearing still pending, because it was my understanding that she was going to be agreeing to return.
Do you know when that's going to happen? Because we should get her back here to try to take care of this first, shouldn't we?
If Your Honor, if that's possible, yes. I can reach out to the immigration lawyer and see if I can find that out.
So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to issue a bench warrant today to try to get her back.
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
we can try to take care of it, because sending her, having her go back and having this still open, I'm going to end up issuing a warrant, because I just can't keep it open forever. And then
Yes,
it'll
sir.
impact her chances of if she ever wants to try to come back.
Yes, Your Honor. Of course. Oh, you did. Oh,
Give me 1 second, Mr. Moody.
yes, Your Honor.
Page 27. She's in ICE custody.
Yes.
We need a bench warrant her to try to get her before. Looks like she signed for a voluntary departure, but we need to get her back to try to take care of this before.
Okay.
So, all right, we're going to bench warrant her, and then we'll reach out to you when we get her.
Yes, Your Honor. If it pleases the court, I can try and reach that immigration lawyer now, if Your Honor would like me to.
How's May 19th as a reset?
Yes, Judge, let me.
There needs one was here.
Oh.
Okay.
And I want to say that was in March.
May 19th, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Yes,
Is that
thank you.
okay?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, we'll put it on that day then.
Thank you, Judge.
And we'll see you then. If we get her before then, we'll let you know.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Thank you, sir.
Have fun.
Immigration, unfinished business. A major twist hit the courtroom. One defendant, already in ICE custody, lined up for voluntary deportation to China, but the judge wasn't done with her. Her case was still active. "We need her back here," he declared. On the spot, a bench warrant was issued. If she left the U.S. with an open case, she'd be banned for life from coming back. This wasn't just about court procedure. The judge was managing destiny. Paperwork flew. Emails fired off. This wasn't just legal. It was global.